Good morning. Welcome to Table Talk. We are happy to have you with us this morning. I'm Sandy from Pine Hills in Gardner Village in West Jordan, Utah. And with me is my friend Shannon.
Good morning.
And Kathy is here helping us. And
Behind the camera.
And I'm just finishing up a little project here.
Last week we sat this close and then I went home and I was really sick. And I got Sandy sick and I feel so terrible.
You know, I don't know that you got me sick.
I'm sure I did.
But I
have no doubt.
Randy's like, did I poison you? Because, he'd made dinner the night before. But it was leftovers from the night before.
Right.
And I'm like, it didn't make me sick that night, Randy. But I think I just get worn down and I get everything.
No, yeah. Well, so this is what happened. We talked about last week that my granddaughters had the dance recital.
Oh, I figured it out. Anyway.
They had the dance recital. And we walked in and Ariel was holding Winnie and Winnie went, Nana! And so I put my arms out and I took Winnie, and Winnie is such a mama's girl. I mean, such a mama's girl. And so I went and sat down with Winnie, and Ariel's like, I have to have the end because, I have to get up and go perform. And so I went in first. So Ariel and I were at opposite ends, and Winnie stayed with me until she had to go. So we passed her down. Ariel went up on stage. They did their dance. They came back. Ariel's like, we hit the auditorium, and Winnie's yelling, Nana, did you see my star? Because they'd given her a trophy. So she sat back down and they passed Winnie back to me. Well, Ariel's whole family had been sick. I mean, it was a terrible stomach bug. And Ariel called me last night, or Marco Polo'd me, and she's like, I think it might, she says, we don't know for sure because none of us were tested, but she says, we all had the symptoms for norovirus, and it can be contagious up to 2 weeks. Oh. Well, she hadn't been sick for a while, but I had her on my lap the whole time, and so Ariel's like, I think Winnie might have given it to you. Yeah. So then,
we're good friends. We just pass things along.
And then I was sitting this close to you, and I felt terrible when Kathy said, Sandy's got the flu. But I went home Monday, like you told me, I don't have a lot for you. So I left early, and I was going to run errands on my way home, and I'm driving home. I'm like, I don't think I feel good. Yeah. And then I got home, and I was like, I've got the flu.
When I was going home that night from work, I was like, I just don't really feel great. I mean, I didn't know what it was, but I'm like, I don't feel very good. The night actually, I'm like, so then in the middle of the night, I woke up and it wasn't pretty.
It was probably,
it was short-lived.
It didn't take long, but it took me a couple of days.
Food doesn't.
Yes.
I'm not like no. I don't want to eat. And Randy says, does this sound good? I'm like,
no.
Nothing sounds good.
No, yeah,
say,
that's
what do you want for dinner? I'm like, not food. So whatever you make, we'll just figure it out.
For 2 days, well, I had a piece of toast before I came to work, and then I just did not eat anything that rest of that day. And then the next day, Jason's like, what can I bring you? I'm like, oh, please just don't.
Yeah.
And then I watch a show and they eat on it, and I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. So maybe I did get the same thing, because that's what it was. It's like.
Yeah, and and it's still,
this.
I mean, I have been eating, but I had a piece of chicken breast yesterday, and
But we're back. We're back
anyway.
At it.
We share everything here.
I
felt so.
Well,
bad.
We don't share drinks.
No. And then Erica wasn't feeling good. And I was like, oh no, she's got it. She's by herself. Erica always gets things much worse. But I think hers was different. Yeah. She, for a while there, she thought she had strep, but then it went away. What did you do this weekend? Have Leo?
Had Leo.
Yeah.
I didn't yesterday. No, I didn't have him yesterday. So Saturday I had Leo.
Good.
And I had a funeral to go to, and so.
Oh, family member?
Randy's cousin, had Down syndrome. He wasn't expected to live. They used to say,
right.
Anyway, Jimmy passed away about a week ago, and were waiting for family to come in town. So they had a graveside service and a luncheon, and it was really nice.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But no, not necessarily a fun way to spend a weekend.
No, not a fun way. And Leo went with us, and because we had Leo for the day.
Yeah.
But because it was graveside, it was just outside. He was fine.
Yeah,
So,
that's
it was
nice. That's what they did with my
And
uncle.
then
It's
there
just
was going to
nice.
be a luncheon after. And it's almost over. Leo's like, I'm really hungry. I want ham. I don't know why he thought all of a sudden he wanted
apparently
ham.
he's been to
Apparently
funerals.
he knows the funeral
The funeral
buffet,
luncheon.
luncheon thing.
Ham and funeral potatoes.
And I'm like, okay, honey, in a minute. When they're done, yeah, when they're done. Are they going to sing? No, not having a song. Okay. But I'm really hungry, Grandma. Have some ham. I'm like, okay.
He's ready for the roll and the ham.
Let's go.
And a piece of cake.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Anyway.
the traditional
But it wasn't
Utah
traditional
funeral lunch.
Funeral lunch.
It
So
wasn't?
No, and it was at the mortuary,
Oh, so they
which
did,
I thought was, I was like, what?
I've never
They're
done
having
that
a luncheon
before.
here?
Did
It's
they
really
have? They
odd.
didn't have ham.
Well, no, they had croissant sandwiches and fruits.
And was Leo okay with that?
Oh yeah, there was ham on that croissant
Oh,
sandwich. So
okay.
well,
So he did get his ham.
He had his ham. Yeah. So anyway, what'd you do? Anything fun?
You know what? I left the house Saturday morning to walk with my friend because I was, feeling better, and that was the first time I'd left the house since Monday. So I went on a walk with her, came home, worked in the yard just a little bit, but I wasn't out there long because it was hot and it was just too much.
Yeah.
And I did run to the grocery store to get a few things, and I just kind of stayed home all weekend.
I went grocery store shopping for my mom, and Randy shops for us. So, but I went and got stuff for my mom. But
Yeah.
I
I don't love to go to the grocery store on a Saturday.
Oh no, I don't love to go to the grocery store any day.
Anytime.
But it is something we do.
It's a
Okay,
necessary evil.
so we've got lots of quilts to show today.
We do have a stack. I stacked them all up here. Sandy moved them all off.
Yeah, they were all up here, but then I.
We
threw
want to
them
see
over here.
Sandy's cute face.
Oh, no, not that. We also have, so a while ago, you may remember that we sold a bunch of quilts
Mhm.
to raise money for a family member that had a spouse pass away. Well, we usually have sold those quilts to raise money for Shriners Hospital later in the season. But we've been accumulating cross stitches that Pat has done for us for Shriners. And so we are going to put those up on the website. So I thought I'd show a few of those. I mean, there's a lot of them, so I won't show them all, but I thought I'd go through and show just some of them.
So cute.
So cute. And I think almost all of them are done on linen. And so these are hand cross-stitched. They are cross-stitched using linen and the overdyed threads.
Mm-hmm.
So for what we're selling it for, let's say, for instance, this one, we are selling this for $15.
That's a good deal.
Okay. There's more in the linen and the threads
Mm-hmm.
than $15.
Not to mention all the time it took her to take
Exactly,
to do it.
to hand stitch them. So this one says, cleaning the house while the children are growing is like shoveling snow while it's still snowing. Now, most of these that you're going to see, we do not have patterns for. A lot of them are Lizzie Kate. Lizzie Kate retired and sold the rights to her patterns to a company, and so we do not have access to those patterns anymore. There's not a wholesaler for them. But anyway, I just thought I'd show a few.
So, and there's a good chance we don't know what they're called or anything.
Yeah.
So if there's a pattern you're interested in, you're going to have to Google it because we just don't
if you
know.
go on to the person that bought the rights to Lizzie Kate's patterns, her name was Linda, but is 123stitch.com. So if you go to 123stitch and you look for Lizzie Kate, that's where you'll find us. This is wishing you a warm winter welcome.
That's so cute. I always loved Lizzie Kate.
I did too. All the
Everybody
stores
was-
were sad. When
when she went.
This one says, the Lord is good and his love endureth forever. And she actually stitched 2 of those.
Oh,
So we have a couple of them.
her backs look so lovely.
They do.
Good job,
They look
Pat.
lovely. I know God won't give me anything I can handle. I just wish he didn't trust me so much. This one's really pretty. And
Oh,
if they
yeah.
had charms on them, she's put the charms on the buttons. And so they're really, really nice cross stitch.
Yeah.
This one, I love this one. These 3 things abide: faith, hope, and love, and the greatest is love. So there's smaller ones. But anyway, we will be showing all of these will be up on the website. I will have a link on the homepage because there are some small ones for like $10. And then there's some larger ones.
Oh, it's got a nice clay button.
Yeah, it has a clay button, which I'm sure that the kit for this was more than what she's
asking.
For.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, they're just some really nice. There's some shepherd's bush.
Oh yeah. I would say that totally looks shepherd's bush.
Yep. That are done. More Lizzie Kate.
More shepherd's
More
bush.
shepherd's bush. There's one of mine.
I would say that if you want that pattern,
we do have that.
That's Sandy's pattern.
That's mine.
What is it called? Haunted
Spooky silhouette.
Spooky silhouette.
Yeah. And then there's this big.
That's really cute.
We have this framed in the shop. So we do have this pattern. This is Winter ABCs, because that is when so she stitched one for the shop and she stitched one to sell. So we have a whole bunch. They will be on the website, just with a picture and the price, and it'll tell you what size they are.
And then all of the proceeds go to Shriners Hospital.
And all of the proceeds will go.
Do you want to talk about what Shriners Hospital is for people that don't live here?
So Shriners Hospital for Children, and they're all over the country. But they're orthopedic hospitals for children. So, and they do amazing work, and they charge not a penny. So the families are not burdened with.
Right.
They'll have children from outside the country that come, but they serve the community. We have 3 family members that have been helped by Shriners, so we love them.
And I would imagine too, if you have a child that has to have, some sort of a prosthetic or something, the kid grows and they've got to get new prosthetics, and
all the time.
Really, really expensive.
Yeah, very expensive.
Yeah.
So my nephew William has cerebral palsy, and he just had major surgery last year, and by Shriners. He's had smaller procedures done, but had major surgery done, and they just are so good. I have another nephew that's grown that had prosthetic, and so from the time he was little, to now. And so they take care of it until they are of age, right, Kathy? Isn't it till they turn 18? Mm-hmm. And they just take care of it, and they are amazing. Yeah. And they don't get the exposure that a lot of the hospitals do. Here locally, we have Primary Children's Medical Center, which does great work. Yeah. But they get all the exposure, all the news. Right. Shriners, dear to my heart.
Right. I actually have an uncle that volunteers for Shriners. Yeah,
Is he a Shriner?
He is, and awesome. He's a clown for them. Yeah, goes in and sees the kids. So.
Oh, and I have so actually we have 4 people in the family, because Alice, would she be my great niece? Wouldn't she? My nephew's little girl. She's had been helped by Shriners, and my brother-in-law. So was helped by them, and now my brother-in-law is a prosthetist and does prosthetics for a living.
Oh wow.
So that's what he does. So we'll have those for sale. 100% of what is paid for them goes to Shriners. We don't keep anything.
Yeah.
Pat has donated her time, so generous. We love you, Pat.
Yeah. And Shriners, she always watches.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. Yep. So that's that. We have lots to show. We'll start with the small thing.
That's so
cute.
This
is a cute little bag, little drawstring bag that Anna made.
I'm wondering why Anna didn't just make 2 of those, because Nyla's gonna love the pumpkin,
and Anna loves to make bags.
And she's the bag queen.
And we will have kits for this, including the little beads that go on the end.
Oh, nice.
So I know they've got those all done, and it is called. Can't remember, but we'll put that name in.
Do you remember what it's called, Anna?
No.
Oh, she doesn't.
All right. Let's talk about another block of the month we have coming in that we are starting.
This is so cute. I love this one.
This block of the month is called One Dark Night. And this is wool and woven fabrics used for this. So most of the applique is with wool. There are some cotton pieces, like the shirt here and stuff. But it'll have everything. It's a 9-month program. So each month you'll get a block to work on. Totally doable to get those blocks done.
Yeah.
And then your final, so when you get your 9th block, which is your final pumpkin here, that will also come with your finishing, which is your borders and your binding and all the fabrics for your yo-yos and your wool flowers. And I love that the border is done with the bias tape maker to make your stems, but the flowers are all wool, so they're so nice to applique.
Yeah, except for the little yo-yo thing.
Yeah, the yo-yos are done, wool in the back behind it, and then the center is the little yo-yo. So Michelle is doing this, and we will have information on the website to start taking signups for that. So we know how we love our Halloween at Pine Needles.
Yes, we do.
Should we show this little tool so I don't take away? So we have, and I just figured it out while I was talking to you.
We've been trying to figure this out.
So this is a little pocket tape measure and rotary cutter. So you can't really see, but there's a little 28 millimeter rotary blade that goes back in and comes out. So this is just a little pocket one. Now, it's not for using with a ruler, because the blade's inside here, there's not that, but it'll just cut your little fabrics. And I thought that you had, I said to Shannon, well, I said, that's fine, but you have to keep your thumb on this because it just goes back in if you don't.
Yeah.
But I figured it out, there's a 2-part.
Oh,
so
you can lock it.
So you can lock it so you can use it. But if you don't lock it, it just disappears if you put pressure on it. So, which is nice.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So anyway, just a fun little gadget to go in your stitching bag or your
if you're
travel
going
bag
somewhere.
You've got a little rotary cutter. So, and I think we have them in purple, and we might have a couple pink.
It's kind of a periwinkle.
Yeah, it is
periwinkly purple.
It is periwinkle purple. Yeah. As opposed to Sandy doesn't like purple.
Yeah.
I actually find that color looks good on me with my
I really like
lady
periwinkle.
Hair, but I still don't wear it.
Your old lady hair. Yeah. We all have old lady hair.
Stephanie made this.
This is really sweet.
This uses those little mini charm packs.
Oh.
So the 2.5-inch squares are already cut and ready to go.
Nice.
And this is from the fabric collection Shine. And I love the border print. She put a cute gingham on the back.
Yeah, it's just
a really bright, cheery, happy table topper or kids kit.
We didn't talk about what would you rate this?
Okay, so this one would be a beginner.
Okay, and what about the wool? Is that wool?
The wool is intermediate.
Okay.
Because you've got the vine on the borders. Although I can have we'll have to have Michelle demo using the bias tape maker when it's time to do the borders because it really is slick and easy. And she can demo how to do the yo-yos. So we will do a video for those of you that are, if you sign up for that block of the month, Michelle, I can have her do a video of that.
Okay.
Because but I still think it would be intermediate just with all the applique.
Right.
So, and Michelle adds.
I feel like this could be a little boy or a little girl quilt.
Yeah. It's beginner. Yeah. Total beginner.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
Yeah, you've just got your, snowball.
So the kit is going to have everything but the backing. So
Correct.
this border fabric is in the kit.
It, and your binding, and your pre-cut little mini charms.
Okay.
So
pretty much you're going to have to cut your background.
Strips. Yeah, your background. Yeah. Okay,
I love this one. so cute.
Much. Because I love this book.
Lost my glasses. Oh, whoops. I'm standing on my dress. I should have just stayed sitting down.
Okay.
It's so cute.
I love this so much. This is the Anna Green Gables box kit, right, Kathy? It's the box kit. And it comes with everything to complete the quilt top and your binding. And this is the fabrics from Anna Green Gables fabric collection.
It's so
and
cute.
the pattern is by Art East. And so the pattern is included.
She's the one
in
that did like the Wizard of
Wizard of
Oz.
Oz,
and-
yeah. But I love it.
It's
so
cute.
much.
It's so cute.
Yeah. So
It's really
that
sweet.
is a fun one. We have that in the store. Before you well,
Oh, I sat down
it's
too
okay.
soon.
I'm going to show this one before you. Well, after you sat down.
No, you're good.
This one's called Kathy
I
Spooky.
think we talked about this one once.
What's it? I can't remember what it's called. And look at this fantastic back.
It's really perfect for that. But you don't remember what it's called?
Something creepy crawlers or something like that. Anyway, we'll have it put in. But this is a new motor Halloween collection. Just a
Cute.
fun.
Yeah, really cute.
We can just drop that down in front. And let's show this one because this is
Haunting Good Times.
Haunting
Haunting
Good
Good. No, that's a different one.
No, that's with the cuts.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay. There's another because we did 2 quilts
Yeah.
out of that. Okay, Haunting Good Time.
Is this a panel one? I didn't get a good look.
There is a panel in the center.
Oh yeah.
This is from Teresa Kogut, her Halloween collection.
It's cute.
So there's a panel in the center. You've got your pieced star border here, your
Pieced.
pieced stars up top, and your little. But this scallopy section right here at the bottom, that's part of the panel.
Oh, nice.
So these scallops, you don't have to worry about your making scallops because that's all part of the panel.
That's cute.
So this is a box kit, again by Teresa Kogut, Riley Blake.
oh, there
box
goes your
kit.
drink.
Got it. Super cute. I love Teresa Kogut's witches. There's
I
nothing
know.
quite like them.
Me too.
Shelley finished this.
Oh, whoops.
She finished it, but we don't have very many kits left. We sold
Oh, you sold it before you've displayed it?
it. Yeah,
Okay.
but we do have a few kits left of this. I think it's really cute.
It's
For
very
your little
cute.
buckaroo.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cute.
I think it's really sweet.
This little print that's got the music on it is Home, on the Range.
Home on the range.
So cute.
Yeah. And then she
She pieced
pieced
the
the back, just put a strip down the center so that she didn't have to buy complete yardage, you know.
Yeah,
So, but I think that's really cute.
it is a really sweet quilt.
Okay, so that's our quilts.
This one on the table though.
Oh, this one on the table. This is called Fast and Easy quilt kit. The reason it is fast and easy is the stars are part of a panel. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Are they pieced? No. The boxes around the stars are part of the panel too.
Oh, nice.
The stripes
Mhm.
are part of yardage.
So do
So-
you piece the stripes?
No,
Oh,
they're not
yeah.
piece stripped.
No, they're not.
Aren't they cute?
Yeah, they're really cute.
So
This is kind of a quick.
quick quilt.
Quick
now, if you
4th of
and
July
we have
quilt.
these kits. Now, if you didn't want to do a full quilt,
Right.
you could do 3 table runners.
You
or,
could.
You know,
They would be a really cute
really
table
cute
runner.
table runners. So you could get together with a friend and you could say, let's make table runners.
Yeah. You
It's
could
with the
share
kit.
it. Yeah.
But it's really cute and it is exactly what it says, fast and easy. Cut your squares.
just
sew
Can't
them
keep my
together.
glasses together today.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
And Shelley did this one.
It's
So,
cute.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go back because we didn't give, this is, I'm sure, beginner. Because you're just matching big blocks.
Beginner.
You've got to cut these.
Squares.
Cut the, yeah, and
You're
then
just
just,
cutting squares.
yeah, match the corners. So, very beginner.
Beginner.
This would be like a perfect, if you want to do a quilt for the first time.
Yeah.
Perfect quilt.
Perfect quilt for that. Not difficult, but quite a few pieces. Maybe confident beginner,
Okay.
wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Total beginner. For
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
We did talk about that.
Yeah, we
Beginner. Okay, your stars are going to be pieced, but there is, so I'd say confident.
If you've done the points and the stars
Yeah.
before, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
If it's your first time, you know, as
Right.
long as you've done a little bit.
These are all pretty straightforward cuts. Just Art East quilts are just quite a few pieces to get these
Right.
little cute little shapes.
Right. I like these saucers on the teacups.
Yeah.
They're going to be pretty tiny.
Yeah.
Run this on the teapot. It's going to be kind of tiny.
Yeah, just tiny strips, but it's
Yeah.
not. The processes aren't difficult
Right.
to do it. And Art East patterns are very well written.
So
Great
are you
illustrations.
thinking confident beginner with this?
Confident beginner to intermediate. Yeah, maybe intermediate. Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
And
Kathy.
this one, Anna, what would you say on this one?
Oh, probably maybe intermediate.
Yeah, just
There's a lots of
just
piecing.
kind of because of the number of pieces, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
Okay.
What about the block of the month?
that I think is, wouldn't you say that's intermediate? Yeah.
Your block of
Your
the
block
month.
of the month, Michelle.
The pumpkins.
One Dark Night, intermediate.
But
Yeah.
if you know what they're talking
Yeah, Michelle walks in, we start bombing her with questions. She's like,
She's like, I
I
don't
just
even know what you're
walked in the
showing.
door. What are you talking about? Yeah.
What would you say your sheep is?
I think the sheep's more beginner wool applique, wouldn't you think?
Probably.
I would think it's kind of more. The pumpkins are intermediate. I would
Yeah,
think
because
the
with the pumpkins, you've got needle turn
right,
or, turned cotton,
Mhm.
whereas with the sheep, it's just
straight wool. So
straight
I would
wool,
think
which is really
beginner.
very simple.
We've talked about wool before, how wool applique is, because there's no turning fabric under, there's no, my mother-in-law was a huge appliquer, and now she's gotten older, she's, moved to the wool because the wool is easier. One of the reasons I'm asking is somebody made the comment that she signed up for the sheep,
Thought it was
cross
stitching,
stitch, and but it's wool applique. So maybe we can, and I have a whole list because people, kind of talked about things that they'd like
Yeah.
to see. We're not going to do any of the lists today. I'm going to kind of mention them to Sandy, and then maybe each week as we do a table talk, she
We can
can,
address some.
she can pull something in. And so maybe she can kind of show you how she would start a wool applique project, and you can make, I think you can make wool applique as beginner or as intermediate as you want.
Advanced as
Because
you want.
you can add,
Sue Spargo.
yeah,
type,
you can-
yeah.
and those of you that saw the one, like the one that I brought in that my mother-in-law had done, where there's just all this embroidery and different
yeah.
stitches and stuff, you can end up with
Yeah.
stuff that has
Yeah.
it has a lot. So anyway, okay,
Okay,
are we ready to go here?
I think so.
So, and those of you, all of our faithful viewers that were laughing at our video last week because, we were thinking that the winner was the cross stitch pattern, and Ariel kept putting in, it's actually the backpacks. Nope, still the backpacks. Nope, it's still the backpack because we kept saying it was cross stitch pattern. So I'm so sorry. We probably need to do a little bit better paying attention to what we're giving away.
So what were we giving away this week?
So
On the-
last week's giveaway was 4 of those.
Oh, that's right. Them little
4
notebooks.
people were going to win a little notebook. Okay, so, and then we just kind of asked, what they wanted to see and, any comments and all that kind of stuff. So, as we talked about the one, I had a couple people ask about wool tips.
Okay.
Different things like that. There's somebody said that they would love if we showed projects we are enjoying or making. So we'll try to do better
I
with
have
that.
2 quilts that I just finished upstairs. They just didn't have the binding on them.
Oh, okay.
So I'll show those next week.
Next time. We did have one lady, and she comments all the time, and she's local, and she and I have kind of messaged back and forth a little bit. But she said that the week, not last week, but the week before when you were sideways.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I like restarted my phone. I thought there was something wrong with my phone. So sorry about that. It wasn't you, it was us.
Yeah. People were so nice too.
Yes.
No one was like, "You're so stupid. Why are you sideways?"
No.
They were like, "Well, I just turned my phone sideways." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, you guys are so nice."
Yeah, just kind of watched it laying down. Yeah. There was somebody that asked if we could show, like, and I'm thinking she means in cross stitch, when you've done a bunch of cross stitch and then you notice you've made a mistake, the best way to unpick and go back and fix the mistake.
Okay.
And we had a couple of different people say that they would love it if we just kind of showcased each week a different cross stitch designer.
That's a good idea.
And show, even if they're old patterns. Sometimes we don't show things because we think, oh, we showed that a few months ago. But if you don't watch every week, maybe you don't see it. Those of you that do watch every week, you might get a little repeat, but sometimes it's nice to have a refresher. We had a lot of love for our notebooks, our backpacks, and the sheep. Lots of people said they loved those. And we did have somebody said that she loves that we kind of talk about the skill set on quilts.
Which I sometimes forget.
Yeah. We had somebody say that she would love for us to kind of talk about the bowl fillers, like what you put inside of them, where beginners should start, that kind of thing. We had somebody say that they'd love it if we demoed some simple and cute finishes.
Okay.
We've talked about scroll rods a lot.
Yeah.
And somebody said they love it, maybe a deeper demo of the scroll rods.
Okay.
Like the advantages, the disadvantages, how to use, what to look for when purchasing, how to determine which size to use. And somebody says, and why my dad prefers it. I can answer you that one. My dad prefers it because he has made a stand. And if I think about it, I'll see if I can get a picture of the stand. He's made a stand that holds it, so it's kind of hands-free for him.
Yeah.
And he likes it because it holds it, it's not like tight, but it holds it tight and he feels like he can stitch. I think sometimes people don't use the scroll rods because I think they can be, depending on your project, they can be big and awkward. To try to use, but anyway, so we can talk about those again.
And we did get in some new Nerge. Kathy, grab some of those hoops.
Oh, I saw those.
And we got there's a floor stand.
Yes,
to go with
I saw
them and the
that,
lap. So I'll have to unbox those and we'll show the floor stand at some point. So we did get the little Nerge hoops. Kathy was working with them one day and I'm like, hey Kathy, where'd you get those? So anyway, did some research, found them.
And do you like those, Kathy?
Mm-hmm.
So
what do you like about them?
They keep the
fabric
tighter.
I think the way these are made, I think you could use these for punch needle.
Oh, really?
Because they are.
We had someone come in the other day, and I think they were going to
yes, you could, because they are locking.
They have a lip.
Yep. Yeah. So you could use the Nerge for punch needle, which the fact that they're rectangle is kind of nice.
And
with
you can get more
versus round. So right now we just
I feel like you can fit a bigger.
Mm-hmm.
A bigger cross stitch in there.
Without.
But it's still going to give you a ring around it.
It will.
It will. So you need to probably take it off when you're not using it.
So I saw Kimberly Jolly posted that she'd used it, and she said she had to move it because she didn't want that was the.
And also, it didn't. Yeah, when I moved the fabric, it didn't seem like it pushed down on the stitches that I've already done.
Oh.
So, but you would not want to leave them.
Because this is not as thick.
No, they're
as
really
what
nice.
A hoop it is.
Yeah, they're really nice and thin. So we have these 3 sizes in currently.
And so this is, does it tell you the inch? This is 4.3 by 3.75. This is the smallest one.
5.7 by 6.5. And this one is 8 by 9.
Okay.
So that's what we've got. So those are good.
And then somebody said that they would like to know if we could give some help with cross stitching with white floss.
I'm gonna have to do some research on that because I have had people tell me, and it does not have the coverage that some of your other flosses seem to have.
Did you get in
But I don't know. I've had people tell me that, well, when I'm stitching with white, it doesn't seem to have the coverage that your other flosses use. I don't, so I'm gonna do some research on that because that is not the first time I've heard, so
You're
there's
stitching with what?
white floss. Yeah,
White floss, you need to, if you're stitching with white, you need to split your threads
for sure you've got to split your threads.
Oh,
when
But
you use white.
I think you split your threads. I'm kind of obsessive about that. You split your threads regardless of the color floss you're using. And I did look online, but I could not demo it. So we did have someone mention that you can loop method with one strand.
And I watched it.
Okay, it's freaky.
It is.
Your phone,
It
when
is
it
kind of weird.
shows you something, I'm on my phone, okay? And
Our
I'm
phones
watching
listen to us.
I'm watching YouTube and reading through the comments, and I go to Instagram, I think it was. And
There
here
it is.
comes a video from someone I don't follow on how to do a single strand loop method.
Yeah,
And I'm like, ooh, big brother.
I know.
It's freaky.
Well, I was on Instagram the other day and clicked on somebody that I follow.
Mm-hmm.
I clicked on something that she had shown because I was just curious, where it was from. And then I get an email from them
Yeah.
that says,
Mm-hmm.
"Are you still interested in this? Here's 10% off." And I was like, "No, that's creeping me
that's
out.
Creeping me out. I know.
I don't think I am interested. Please
Yeah.
don't do that again."
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So 4 people
If
that
you comment, we are not going to email you and say, please take advantage of this offer.
No, we're not.
I promise I don't have time
Wait.
to be figuring that out.
All of you saw Sandy's techie try to do a live, so we're not going to do anything
Michelle,
techier than
back
that.
me up here, right?
I got your back.
You got my back.
What's the matter? She's got your back for what?
That I'm not as big a mess as I
She is
seem
not.
to be.
Oh, you are not. You're not.
My sister's back there. I'm more techie than Kathy, so all I can say is she can just smile back there.
No,
behind the
and I
camera.
have to say, when we've done the live, when Erica was doing the stuff, it took her a long time to figure out, and and I remember we did a live once with Emerald, and it cut off again at the 13 minutes, and I can't remember what happened. We might have to text Emerald and see if she can remember.
Oh, because
why.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So here we go.
I was going to mention that we will be looking for a social media specialist. So if you know someone that is very into social media,
I do
techie-wise
have my neighbor said she might be interested. So.
Reach out to us because we're going to be looking for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all.
Okay. Okay, so our 4 winners from last time are, the first one is Judy Westman, WESSMAM 1922, and she says, "You brighten my week, especially since most of our local craft stores have closed. I love a cute notepad," and I feel for that.
I wonder where Julie's from.
Judy.
Judy.
I don't know. So Judy, you are a winner. And then the second winner is Tamara Kemps. And she says, "I love this show. I just held my phone at an angle and it worked for me. I was
So
just sad that it ended so soon. Technology can be glitchy. Hang in there, girls. Those backpacks are amazing." And then our third winner is Be So Kind. And she says, "Love the notepads. Can't wait to see the fabric line." And then our last winner is, got to scroll down a little bit here, Colleen F. And she says, "Great to see you feeling better. Please keep adding what skill set is needed for the quilts. I like seeing the new patterns coming and the new collections."
Awesome.
So those are our 4 winners. So if you will email me at contactus@pineneedlesonline.com, we can get that taken care of for you.
And anything you see us talk about on here, you should be able to find on our website, which is pineneedlesonline.com. So one word, pineneedlesonline.com.
Right.
And if you go onto
So if
our
you're
website,
looking
if you
for
don't
those-
receive our newsletters, we do
Yeah.
once a week. You can sign up on our website.
Yeah. So if you're looking for the cross stitch for Shriners Hospital, you go to our website. I'm sure Sandy will
I will
have
put it on the front
a
page.
button on the front page that you just have to click on. If you're setting up for our newsletter on our website, you have to scroll to the bottom, and there's a button there that says that you can for you to be added to the newsletter. So
Okay.
anyway, I think
So
that's
congratulations to the winners. They just need to email and we'll get them their They're
And then,
notebooks.
are you going to give something away this week?
Surely we will. We are going to give away, Kathy, hand me that Liberty pillow and one of the kits there for it, please.
Kathy's had to do a lot of on camera today. She's done.
So we will be giving away a kit to make this pillow.
So cute. This fabric here is different.
Yep, a little bit different, but
I actually made a bunch of those. They were really fun to do.
they're quick and a quick Americana project. Sit on your porch, on your rocking chair.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's our giveaway for this week. Just post a comment and we'll
We'll
pick a random winner. Thanks for joining us and we'll see you next week.